So yeah, back to the story real quick because we have well, at least we can at least do a good half, at least get to MK3 before we have to cut off. But
Mm-hmm.
we're in Luke Hank's chapter. Oh, we're in Cyrex chapter, and what you learn about him is very small. Like all you know is that he doesn't want to be a part of the Cyber Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, and like the inconsistency with the tournament, there's nothing really there for him. Like it's like, oh, so another throwaway chapter, pretty much. Okay. So at that point, we have had Johnny Cage chapter be a throwaway chapter. So not just so we have two throwaway chapters that have nothing to do with like really good things about the story that affects it later. You all you learn is about the Cyber Initiative.
Yep. And a
That's
very
all you
small
learn.
amount. Yeah.
Yeah, like oh, I don't want to be a part of it. I don't agree with that. A couple of chapters later, he's in it. Now, of course, that wasn't by choice, obviously, but it's like, what was the point of talking about it, really?
Yeah. It was just kind of just to be there. Nothing really to
Yeah,
go
like
on that.
here's a small Easter egg for what's going to happen in the
Yeah.
future.
Exactly.
Then you go into Luke Cage's chapter, and I think Game Sin said the best right at this point. Um, this game showed a lot of Sing Song's flaws, and you said it too just now too, because at first you see Liu Kang fight Ermac, which was a hard fight by itself.
For sure. For sure.
Um, yeah, but then you have pretty much see him send Katana to kill him. It was like, okay, we can go somewhere. He's not going to kill her, obviously, but it's like she went on her way, say, I'm going to take care of this for you, and she fails. And I don't know about you, but in my family, if you fail at something, you're given a direct task. If you fail, you're punished. Nothing happens to Katana. He doesn't say something, even go off and say, go snitch on her. Like, hey, I told Katana a direct order and she didn't listen to me. She failed. Like, so it's like, you know, say something in this ruthless character who, hell, you see, um, try to plot against Sing Song Shao Kahn a few times. But he doesn't know how to lead himself, as you can tell.
Yeah. And you would
Yeah.
think that, Shao Kahn himself would punish her, considering he's not exactly a nice dude.
I mean, he did have her clone, so
Yeah,
I think that
exactly.
speaks volume itself.
Yeah.
Um, like I don't trust her, so let's clone her now. Or
Yeah,
make her
and then
more ugly as
she
well.
betrayed him, so what's really stopping her? What's really stopping Shao from just killing her off, which is probably what a character like that would have done, you would think,
Hmm.
but I mean, I don't know. That's just another little hole in my opinion to the story, but
Yeah. Well, that's why as well. You just like I said, I understand why they put these characters there so they have meaning, but at the same time, it's like why make these characters look weak? Because she just thought you're telling me somebody who's over 10,000 years old has elite training, killed thousands of people, probably millions, can't fight a simple Shaolin monk,
he just
and got embarrassed that
yeah, right. She
he
he
played
just
with
kind
the
of
entire
plays with her,
time.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like and Gameson said best. This is the worst fight scene ever, and it's worse with two big stable characters. Like maybe if it was like a reptile and Liu Kang or Baraka and Liu Kang, like I can see that. But no, you have two great ass fighters, two strong pillars in this community. Have like the worst fight scene ever.
it was very disappointing. That's
Yeah.
yeah. There's no doubt about that.
And the fact that Katana is my favorite character made it even more hurtful. Like, damn, he's right.
And that's just another example of how they kind of make their characters, especially the bad ones. Or of course, Katana's not a villain or anything like that, but or I guess she kind of is now. But in MK9, she wasn't a villain, and yet they still managed to make her look weak. Same thing with Baraka with Reptile; they just constantly get beat up. And Katana's no different. They just made her look weak, and they made her look unimportant. And they kind of, I don't know, they kind of shit on their own characters, and it's sad to see
Here's the
because
thing.
Katana's a big
My
one.
in my in my own eyes, besides Shao Kahn sing song, the only people who should feel this like candle to Katana is Sindel, Jade, or Melina.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have the same training together, and Sindel is just her mother. So it's like, yeah, it makes sense why. It always makes sense why to be her. Everyone else, they shouldn't be lasting 10 seconds really.
Yeah.
She's as ruthless as you make her, if you build her to be. But no, she fights Liu Kang, and he had a little Easter egg from Baraicho. I was like, what was the point of that Easter egg? Like he said, make sure you use the techniques Baraicho taught you. Like I will. But then we have another match after that. After we have Liu Kang and Katana thing, and it's Quan Chi versus Scorpion. Now that was a hard fight for me. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Like
it was
because
a tough one.
you have. Well, here's the thing too. So I remember now. They were talking about if you get anything for being in the story mode. The only thing you get from being in the story mode is you get to unlock Quan Chi.
Yep.
So like you are forced to fight a character that you have no experience of fighting, which is cool. It's a good aspect, but it's like, how am I really supposed to beat this character though? I don't know how he plays it all. And on top of that, you go in a double team with Scorpion, who's just a cheap character. And that was just brutal for me. But you have him beat those two, and then he goes on to fight Goro, and and really pretty much it's just domino effect from there. He beats Goro, he beats Sing Song, they go back, and they celebrate. From from that moment between him fighting Goro to um hmm I want to say until the end of Jack's chapter, everything's just linear, the same way the game goes. They Tarkanians attack the Earth, ready to accept the challenge. They go to our world. It's one big fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And going to Jax's chapter, what are your thoughts in particular about the way that all started, the way that it all went down?
I think it was good. It all fitted well too. They didn't have any repeat fights, if you think about it. I think chapter two, Mortal Kombat 2, the arc of that one, was better done than the first arc.
Yeah, I think the
Because the
MK2
first
was
arc,
definitely better done. Was definitely more entertaining.
at least the tournament structure was
Yes.
better. I want to say like that's where shit started hitting the fan, like we talked about. But no, you have like if you lose, you lose. You don't fight again later. But you go from Jax's chapter, and like I said, a couple throwaway fights. Him fight versus Johnny Cage was one, just because Johnny Cage likes Sonya, and he's afraid that Jax likes Sonya.
Yeah. Instead of this little beef that out of nowhere that's just kind of
Yeah,
funny, but literally just to put in a fight.
yeah, just to build up more time. You watch Jay get her ass whooped by Jax, which, like I said, Jay, Katana, Melina, there should be all in a little. They should all be on the same tier alone. Like, how the fuck can someone, a regular human, who biggest power is throw waves, like how can you be someone who's been killing people for 10,000 years? Like I said, only other person maybe like Liu Kang is good too because he's been trained his entire life. But even then, it's like that's a very small exception. Jax being Jade is unexplainable.
Yeah, Jax he's literally just a human with robot arms. He's just super strong.
Yeah. Well, I
That's
think
it.
he doesn't have robot arm point though.
That's right. And maybe two doesn't. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, he doesn't have robot
He's
arms
just
yet. He's
strong.
just a regular human. Yeah,
He's just strong as shit, but somehow he's able to kill an elite assassin with
not killed.
literally 10,000
Yeah,
years of experience.
of experience. Yeah, like okay, your math makes no sense, but okay, we're on. Look past the math.
Yeah.
Just another hole right there. I think we should just like have a little timeline. Just like all right, hole right there, another
Pretty
hole
much.
there,
Just have this
three
little.
more, three there. No, what else do we? Hey,
Chapter 7 is
then
Smoke.
yeah,
No,
which was a good chapter.
I
We
enjoyed it
kind of
because
hit
I
on that
liked
early.
playing as him. I liked playing as Smoke.
Hmm I did too. That was like one of my good characters when I first started playing the game. But the same issue, however, was like what we already talked about, this whole cyber initiative.
Mm-hmm.
You see Sector have all of a sudden have this cloaking power. And I think that's the thing too. They give a lot of powers to just story mode. Like, all right, why is that not playable?
Exactly. They don't. They never carry over to actually being in gameplay, which would have been really cool to see. Would have been really really cool to
Or
see.
like even Scorpion's toasty fatality. Like we had to buy that, remember? I
Yeah, it
think.
was. Luckily I had it for free because it was part of the pre-order, but I did have to buy Sub Zero's spine rip.
Exactly though.
At
But
least
it's
it was
like
free
well
in Europe. I don't know about the US.
I have no idea, but I even liked his new spine rip, Sub-Zero's new spine rip than the old classic one.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me.
Yeah.
But you take all of a sudden Sector can go be invisible, and also another thing I never understood was this: how can you? How are they fighting robots?
Yeah, that's
I
another
mean,
interesting one.
yeah, that's just me. That's just me nitpicky at this point, like tearing apart the game. But like, if you get punched by full metal, full force, that's gonna hurt, break your jaw or something.
Yeah. But of
You
course,
literally watch.
with X-rays,
I guess.
you can get shit through your brain, through your neck. You can have your neck snapped in half.
Yeah.
You can have your spine broken,
And
and somehow not have any damage done to you. So I guess that
like I
doesn't
said,
really make sense in MK.
that makes me being nitpicky right there. I get
Yeah.
that, but it's like, but you see what I mean though, right? You literally watch Smoke get his ass kicked by a Sector for a few seconds before he realized, like, oh, I'm fighting somebody who's invisible right now. The funny scene from I want to say it's just chapter two, but I think the best scene I saw was from this chapter was the rocket launchers with Sing Sung.
Mm-hmm. No, where they shoot the
Yeah, and they're
helicopter.
like no, they're just shooting rocket launchers. Him, Kano, and Reptile.
Yeah. For some reason, I remember there being a
There's
helicopter. Maybe there isn't. Maybe that's later down. Maybe that's later on. Yeah.
no, that was before. You're thinking
Okay.
about Sonya's chapter,
Okay. But where like
but
Baraka tells them to watch out. Is that what it is? Like to
no, this is literally just them doing target practice in Living
just out of
Force.
nowhere. Okay. Yeah. Now I remember what you're
Yeah,
talking about. Yeah. 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 Okay.
but you watch the stuff and like saying that's kind of funny. I like that. That was
Yeah.
good.
I like the comedy.
But yeah, but um, we forgot totally skipped over the fact that Sub Zero was a smoke at first. They split up,
Yeah.
but and there's a few things too. We kind of missed that or some good things, but like you watch Sub Zero and Smoke come together. Like, all right, you go look for him. I'll go find out what I can find out. Well, you have Katana who are sent to go stop these invaders, but fails. And I think this is the first time you see something actually happen for failing. Because even though she doesn't get punished or anything, Shao Kahn still scolds her. Like, why the hell is my own daughter, again, 10,000 years of experience, not able to take out these ninjas? And that was the first that was the first thing. Like, oh, something's not right. Okay, but no, you watch that fight. Sub, Kuai Lane took Sub Zero's his brother's name, which that was epic, right? I wasn't going to say epic, but it was like cool. Like, saying, okay, so that's how he came along to get the name.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to think of anything else we really missed at that point. No, oh, you see the cybers try to take Smoke, but Rain gets there right in time.
Yeah, shocker there.
And this is well, it's not much of a shocker. It's like the healing factor thing. It's like, oh, so you can do it now, but you can't do it then. Okay. So, but we after right after they save Smoke, you go right to Sub Zero's chapter, and this has some good plot points.
This is probably the first one that has some really good plot points.
Yeah, you see, like I say, you see Cyrex becomes a cyborg. We fight against Ermac, and even though you might say Ermac was a throwaway fight, it's like Ermac. You see Jax's arms get removed.
Yep, that's a big deal for, of course,
Like,
Mortal Kombat 3.
yeah, I still don't even know how his arm got removed from the first one, but at
Uh,
least they showed us
you
now.
mean in
Like,
the first game? In the original
yeah,
timeline? In the original
yeah,
timeline, if I'm not mistaken, he didn't have his arms ripped off. He just had them augmented. He had his arms augmented to have, of course, robotic arms. If I'm not mistaken, I
so
could be
pretty much
wrong
like,
about that.
and so it pretty much is the same way that the movie did, just
Yeah,
like little coverings over his arm. Okay,
I may be confusing it, but I do recall. It's been a long ass time since I played MK3, but I do recall that being the same story. So they just kind of rehashed it in MK in the movie.
okay, I'm gonna need another cast to do a retrospect on Jax so I can have this answer
Yeah,
because I have no
they
idea.
should be doing that pretty soon. I think they're probably in I don't know, 6 months. So hopefully,
that's if even that's being really generous right there.
yeah, yeah. But
But
they put in a lot of research, so no problem there.
yeah.
They do some really good stuff. So
So it might be 6 months before we get Scorpions. Really,
yeah, very true. Hopefully not, but
he's
we'll give them
next.
time. Yeah, yeah. We'll give them time.
But no, yeah. But then we watched Jack get his arm ripped off. Forgot to skip. We see it though the fact that Sony tells Smoke what happens to what happened to Sub Zero. Like, yeah, Scorpion killed him,
That's right. Yeah.
and that's how, yeah, like, cause like you died, like that was my brother. Who killed my brother? Scorpion. Okay, and this is where it's like I love Sub Zero, but it's like, it's kind of like karma. What happened to him, really? Sonya's like, we need a medic. Can you help us? Help us! Like, there's a portal a few ways, a few feet out, a few ways. Just go there. And then she's like, motherfucker. I'm like, yeah. I just told you who killed your brother. You can't help me save my partner. And two fights later, um, he's getting taken away by the Lin Kuei.
Yeah.
And and this is where I said, this is where shit really hit the fan. But before I get to that, well, probably on the same subject. The biggest issue I have, well, one of the biggest issues, we're going to pretend that a lot, but Raiden can stop the Lin Kuei from taking Smoke. Why the hell can he not do the same thing with Sub Zero right here? He's right there. He all you have to do is shoot some lightning. I mean, and you can't say like, "Oh, they'll take you too." Like, I mean, he's right there. They're gonna see him again. But like, the reasonings are stupid.
Yeah. It's just another one of those things where it's like they wrote the story and I don't know, like they wrote the part with Smoke. I don't
They
know,
wrote
and then
themselves.
yeah, I don't know. It's almost like different people wrote the story at different times and they didn't actually check to see what happened in the other chapters. It's strange. It's like who I think the same person wrote all the chapters, or at least the same group of people.
Yeah.
But it literally seems like different people wrote different chapters without actually consulting each other. It's very
Well, the thing
bizarre.
is too, and the thing is like you listen to the like as a voice actor, like, well, why didn't they say something? Like, I mean, all they're there to do is collect a check. They don't care about what the storylines and the lines are. Like, all right, just read this way. All right, I'm good. No, and it sucks though too. That happens.
Yeah, it's a shame, but I guess what's done is done. I guess they kind
It's,
of fucked
it's
up.
only, it's, I mean, it's only 7 years too late.
Yeah, just a little bit. But
Hmm.
I mean, you
But
never
no,
know. They may do a remaster and I don't know, fix
oh
retcon the
God, no.
retcon
Let's just stop it. Let's just stop where we are now. Like,
for sure.
yeah, like you already fucked up enough. Let's just try to make it better from where we
Yeah,
are.
let's just try to fix it moving forward.
Yeah. Um. Then we already see like they can't do reboots. Like just
Yeah, let's just
go
not.
with the same
Yeah,
storyline.
fuck that. Yeah, let's just keep on. Let's just continue.
Let's not do another reboot to the reboot on the
Please no.
original reboot.
Next thing you know, you have to do a reboot of the reboot of the reboot. It's just a never-ending reboot.
Every 8 years, like no, we fucked up again. Let's try again.
It's just constant
That's it.
Armageddon.
The one message I would have to give to the community, like not everyone's gonna be pleased. Just I'm not saying accept the game for what it is, but understand that we don't work for them. All we can do is say we want this, we want that. Like even if your favorite character dies off, like well, we're not gonna do a reboot for this one character. They're dead. And I hope they keep it that way too. Now
Yeah, they should.
they won't though.
No, they just love bringing people back for no reason.
Hmm.
It
But
suits their purpose.
but no. Then we go to Katana's chapter, and like this is like my most passionate
Yeah, I was about to
chapter.
say this is probably the one that really impacted you the most, and you probably have
All
the
right,
biggest issues
so
with. So I'll let you go ahead and get out all your thoughts.
I wasn't too upset, but it's just like we all knew, like we all ever knows. Like the thing is, like Katana, Melina, and Jade grew up together, so you change that factor, okay? And I finally found that video that um YouTuber I was talking about earlier. His name is called the Fourth Snake.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I know
but
him.
he did a little thing. It's like how would you? It's called wasted potential of Melina. And I think it's not the fact that I have a problem with how they did Katana. I have a problem with how they did Melina because so we Katana doesn't learn about Melina until three three fights in. And first she gets in a fight with Jade. I'm like, okay, that's just how friends work sometimes. I don't care about that. Then she runs into Raiden. It's like, like what? Okay, Raiden was a terrible protagonist. I'm just leave it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because literally he has the vision of Sindel and just says, but she's dead. What indication is like, oh, go to the flesh pit. You should go there. I'm like, where did you get that from? Now, I understand if they would show Sindel, or at least show Katana, then change her face change to Melina. But I was like, okay, so we just know Melina. He knows Melina exists. How though? But we go to the flesh pits. We see Melina, and that's where we see the world's worst reward ever.
God, don't remind me. I swear, man. Words can't describe how pissed off I was when I saw that reward.
Do
Uh,
300 fights
just to get a half naked chick that isn't even that hot.
yeah.
I don't know. Uh,
Um, but no, you have she beats her. And I like the dialogue because, all right, this is completely off topic, but are you a After the Last Airbender fan?
No, I mean I used to watch the cartoon a little bit as a kid, but I've never really gone into it.
Yeah. Well, so I'm just gonna put it like this. I figure out why I like Katana Malia so much. The voice actress who plays her is also the same one who plays Azula from Avatar.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did not know that at all, but the point is that like the dialogue and she's so her range is the thing about it, Katana Malia sounds nothing alike at all, but like she can talk to herself back and forth about like this dialogue. Like this is pretty good. I like it.
Now the back and forth between
And but
with
you,
Katana Melina was always very solid.
yeah, and that's the thing too. I always wanted for 25 years we've wanted to see this fight of some proportion. Like you see in the gameplay when you play it yourself or you read about it, but you never get to see it. Even in Armageddon, like Katana's fighting Kano for some reason. But she has a rivalry with Melina. Um, in the movie, Melina's fighting Sonya, not Katana still.
Yeah.
There's only been two places I've seen this fight, and that was um the Mortal Kombat 9 and then Mortal Kombat Conquest, the TV show. I'm not sure how familiar you are with that, but
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like at one point, I was contemplating watching it, but I don't know. It just seemed kind of hard to look at, to be honest with you. It didn't seem that great. I
Con-
watched an episode or two here and there, but ended up never actually diving into it.
Conquest or
No,
Defenders
Conquest
of the
mode.
Realms.
Conquest mode.
Uh,
Defender of the Realms, I've never seen either. I've never watched any of the shows of
uh,
Mortal Kombat except for the YouTube miniseries. What was that? Mortal Kombat's
Rebirth,
Rebirth.
Legacy.
Yeah, but that was pretty garbage too.
Yeah. Well, I always didn't like Conquest was because it was about the Great Kong Lao, and I didn't get that at first until after I did more into the lore. Um, but I think that's the only other place I saw the Melina Katana fight. I'm like, okay, so this can be. But even then, they had no dialogue with each other. It was just they didn't know who each other were either.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't as rewarding as I wanted. So this big fight that I always wanted to see, Melina versus Katana. It's like the same scene Sub Zero and Scorpion, almost. But there's nothing there because like, oh, you are alive. Oh, I'm gonna talk shit to you right now. Let's fight. That's
Yeah.
all it is. Like that was the most underwhelming fight I ever had. I saw it. Like I'll play it and I'll like it for now, but once I learn more about it, I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Even even MKX did better dialogues with each other. Like I remember watching the um combat cast or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called, but
The
this
one
is
that the Realms themselves do.
yeah.
The MCast.
I want to say combat cast. I don't know why I said.
Yeah, I thought I was thinking of the same thing earlier, and for some reason Combat Cast came to mind
That's
for
the
me,
reason why
but I'm pretty sure it's MCast. Yeah.
I will look it up later. But that's why I didn't want to go with like I want to use that name, but I'm pretty sure it's already taken.
Yeah.
And
Let me go ahead and
um, look
MCast.
that up. But that fight was just so underwhelming. I'm just like I remember like watching MKX. It's like Katana walks up and says, "You're unfit to live," and Melina's like, "His realm, his Shao Kahn disagreed." Katana's like, "His realm thinks as I do." I'm like, damn, that's some good dialogue. That's what you say to somebody who you just don't fucking like. But at the same time, like you just take what you can get. You she tries to snitch on Sang Song, and Jakon's like, good, thank you. Kill her.
Yeah.
That is literally what happened.
By the way, just to butt in real fast, we're both
Mm-hmm.
right. There was the MCast for MK9 and the Combat Cast for MKX.
Hopefully they disband Combat Cast so we can use that next time.
Yeah, hopefully we can work that in somehow.
Yeah.
That's a really good name. So
Yeah. But no, but that's the whole Katana thing. Like Jay here is eavesdropping the entire time, and then you go back to the like I said, this game was just full of recons and like saying, no, let's change this, let's change that, let's change everything. This isn't even a reboot. This is just uh I want to say reboot, but it's like a big reset button. Like saying, all right, nothing happened.
yeah,
Everything you know is a lie.
they changed pretty much everything. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, because the way that Jay joins Katana is because she betrays Reptile. Like Shao Kahn sends okay, Katana kills Melina. Shao Kahn sends Jade and Reptile after her, and Jade beats the crap out of Reptile. Like, hey, fuck it, it's my best friend.
yeah,
So I would rather see them redo every game with a story mode. Like I said, like chapter one, be that. All right, here we go. Chapter two, then chapter three. All right, here we go. Don't just like, all right, this is all put together, guys. Like this is all one big thing
one
that
big story.
has no, yeah. But no, then we got the Jade story, and even she had better interacting with Melina than Katana did. In my eyes, that's what I believe.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Because Katana is trying to save Katana, and then she has to run away so she doesn't get caught. Then Melina tracks her down, and I remember this dialogue so well because it's like if I had a brother or sister, or like pretty much like a brother, 'cause I can't hit a girl, I guess, but
For
if I had a brother that was like this, I would just deck him right in the face.
sure.
But Jay just like that should keep me away from any pursuers. When Lynn comes out and knows that other pursues, I find. And it's just like you need to come back with me. We're having a celebration for my sister. It's going away. I'm like, and it's like singing this shit. I'm like, fucking bitch. But that's what I like Leah from the comical versus like you won someone in that life because that's like Edge is like, all right, I'm gonna get the shit out of you. But even then, like at the end of the fight, Jay's like, I'm more of a sister to Katana than you are. Like that's some real good resolution. And then you see it's another throwaway fight, her against Smoke,
Which is just kind of there.
and
It's
yeah,
just kind of there.
just to have just to feel just like another filler fight. Um, because even Raiden said that's not Katana. It's like, all right, so why is he still fighting her? Oh, you still gonna fight? Okay. And that's the thing too. Why do people get those two confused with each other?
I mean, one's
Still,
green, one's blue. It.
no, not even that. No, not
Oh,
even that. Melina, Katana.
Melina. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
one's pink, one's blue. One has very long hair. The one has neck long hair. You just saw her.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot
And
of sense.
then one has hideous teeth, and the other is a normal woman.
I mean, one's considered
So
isn't Katana renowned for her beauty as a princess and all that stuff too?
her beauty.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yet Melina is somehow I don't know. She's Baraka, but a female Baraka essentially, and yet
Yes.
she's somehow confused with Katana. But I mean, I guess people in Mortal Kombat are half blind from taking all those shots to the face constantly.
That would make sense, but
All that brain damage eventually, starts to
it's just
pound
up
on
to
you.
you.
Yeah,
Like maybe we should stop fighting all the time. That might make things easier for
maybe
us.
yeah, maybe just a little bit.
But no, but it's just another fight so we can get to everyone has 4 fights and you're done.
Yeah, yeah. Kung Lao is another chapter that I'm not gonna lie. I like the way that it progressed on. And of course, we'll talk about the other fights as well. But I love the way that they end. That he he wins. All of a sudden, Shao Kahn walks up to him and snaps his neck.
Yeah.
I loved that part. I absolutely loved it. It was probably one of my favorite parts of the entire story because you, it was a real moment. It was a moment where you saw that Shao Kahn, he is definitely not an honorable human being. He's not an honorable person. You know what I mean? Like everybody else fights 1v1, all that stuff, and then all of a sudden he shows
He
up.
is somewhat honorable because he didn't break the rules for 500 years.
True, true.
So, I
But
mean, he have some type of honor.
yeah, that's true. But I love it in this case where he's ruthless as hell. This dude is clearly an issue, so he just snaps his neck from behind. I love that. I loved it.
Well, the thing is, too, was like after he already won.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, here's a guy who's about to win. It's like, no, no. Like, what they should have did was like have him almost beat Kentaro, and then just like have a cutscene. Like, all right, kill,
Yeah.
and then everything just follows afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they just like, oh, he wins the whole tournament. So it's like, even if Liu Kang didn't beat Shao Kahn, they technically already won.
Yeah, and I do also like the fight between Liu Kang and Shao Kahn, the way that he kills him by punching through his what was his stomach or his chest? I think it was
It's hard.
Yeah, his heart. Yeah, I like that a lot too. The whole scene about it, the
Yeah.
slow mo, all that stuff. After that, I don't know. I was kind of a little bit annoyed about they immediately showed that Shao Kahn was still there. I would have liked there to be a little bit more mystery there to make you like wonder, is Shao Kahn actually going to be gone this time? Just add a
Well,
little
the
bit
thing
of
is,
mystery to it, but he just immediately brought him back.
I think, well, that's the thing. That's what happened originally.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you should have had Liu Kang kill him right there. I mean, it was good point, but if you know the story, you know he doesn't die.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you don't know the story, it's a good thing for you too. Like, oh, that makes sense. I'll accept it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh, Shao Kahn's back alive again because who else is to lead? Who else? Because they were fighting right off the bat. Like, who's gonna lead our world now? Melina, who's been around for about 30 minutes now
Yeah,
at this
basically.
point. Like they said, Melina should run. Like I created Melina,
Yeah, without me, it
and
would be
that was like
gone.
some say, yeah. And then Shao Kahn kept out of nowhere said, not a fucking word, pretty much.
And then that's where once again Quan Chi takes over and he reveals his big plan
It's
to
that
bring back Sindel.
I've already um, brought back Sindel for you.
Yeah,
Right? So
exactly.
yeah, you're good. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
This is how we can get in there. Now, the reasoning was never really explained
yeah.
of
Why
why Sindel needs to
exactly?
be back.
Yeah,
But then I'm not sure if it was another cast or who. I think I might have talked about it, and I'm not sure who talked about it, but it makes sense in the old timeline why. Do you know why or no?
I can't remember exactly what it was. I do think it was another castle that talked about it. I think so. Because there was a segment where they were talking about each game specifically, like they would go in depth
mm,
about each game, and I think that's
mm,
the episode they were talking about this for MK3.
but well, what I remember, um, the whole reason to bring back Sindel was to have her go to Earthrealm. So that's the only reason why Shao Kahn had the right to go there.
Yeah, because she could enter there. So
Yeah. Well, not even that. So if the only reason why the rules don't of Mortal Kombat doesn't apply is if his queen Sindel was in Earthrealm, he was going there to retrieve her, and then he can do a whole invasion right there.
true. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
That's smart. You could just said that, but no, it's like, oh, with Sindel being alive now, we can open up. We can go invade Earth from we want now. Like that makes no sense. How
Yeah.
does her death have to keep him out from going to Earthrealm?
Yeah. That's right. That's right. That's
He
right.
wasn't even thinking about Earthrealm at the time. So it's like the logic was right there. It wasn't there at all either.
Definitely not. And moving on to the invasion of Earthrealm, I actually really enjoyed Chapter 12, which of course is Striker. That's one of the ones I enjoyed most, not necessarily because of what goes on, but because, like I said earlier, this is a game that really made Striker cool. And just in general, I think this
Yeah,
entire chapter really did show that Stryker isn't just some bum cop who's just kind of there randomly. He's a very, very cool character. And of course, the interactions with Cabal, that we found out that Cabal was a police officer before having his all that bad stuff that happened to him, being completely burnt and all that stuff. We saw that actually happen. So I think that overall,
hmm
this chapter is one of the ones that really progresses the story in the most organic way compared to all the other ones that
yeah,
are filled with just filler fights that don't really show a lot of what's going on. Plus, I think this is the chapter where we see Raiden kill Motaro, which is actually really important for the original timeline because Motaro kills Johnny Cage, which means that Johnny Cage is
yeah.
alive because Raiden stopped Motaro, which is
Right.
actually pretty important, of course, for MKX moving forward. Everything would have changed had Raiden not saved Johnny Cage there. So this is one of my favorite chapters because it does actually show a lot of important features for the story instead of just having a lot of just random stuff. And overall, what do you think of it? Did you enjoy the fights? Did you think it was kind of random or what?
The first two chapters, I liked it. The part three, the act three,
Mm-hmm.
because of the fact that, and like I said, it organically showed everything. There's some hidden jokes there that, depending on your sense of humor, is a joke. If not, well,
Yeah.
probably not for you. Hey, like I said, watch Game Sins. We'll probably leave a link in there, that description there. But um, there's a not so PC joke there.
Yeah.
Um, when Striker and Cabal on the roof. Like I said, you should watch that yourself, and it's just hilarious. But um, between the old Cabal and Striker, they and the costumes you get to see as well were really nice.
Very good.
Shivas,
Yeah.
um, Ermax, how Cabal got burned, and how he got the mask and respirator. It was all really cool to see. The one thing I would say about Cabal, though, because like nothing really happened besides like the Mortaro thing, and then the same song that we're about to get onto. But first of all, I do not remember Cabal's alternate costume at all. But even if I did, what context does that have at all? This the alternate costume has,
Yeah, that's another one that's just kind of there.
and also how does um you losing your lungs give you super speed? That's another thing I don't get. That's
Mm,
nitpicking.
good
That's
point.
me.
Good
I
point.
get it, but that's a good. Like I said, they said it's a good point because you can breathe, and so you can run as fast as you want now. Okay, that makes no sense.
It definitely doesn't make sense because your legs are still what they are. You don't all become
Yeah,
a super freak athlete all of a sudden, but whatever. We'll just let him be.
another hole that never ever
Yeah.
got explained. Um, hell, even if they just, I think what they could have did too was at least gave him like the cop gear for the alternate costume. I mean, we've had other thing that makes no sense. At least this makes somewhat sense. Like, oh, used to be a cop. That makes give him that alternate costume.
Yeah.
But then we're already in our world, and you pretty much get to watch Sing Song die, so Sindel can go over to Earthrealm
Yeah.
and kill everyone there. And my thing is, Sindel's already powerful as is, so why did it take Sing Song of all people? Like if he's as much as we've seen of him, he's not that good of a character.
I love
He's
Shang
gotten his
Tsung, but
ass.
in the game in general, he's just kind of there as well. He kind
But I'm saying
of
like
yeah. They kind of made him look dumber and
like
weaker than he is in the original timeline
kill
for
the
sure.
Quan Chi.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if this happened in the original time, different. Like, yeah, Sing Song is a badass character. This makes sense. But to those who are just playing the game for the first time, it's like we pretty much spent the entire game showing why this motherfucker is soft and sorry. He lost
Yeah.
to two Shaolin monks, and one he had an advantage because it was 2-on-1. Um, he got caught by Katana. He lost to Smoke, and it was also 2-on-1. All you do is watch me his ass kick left and right. So it's like, all right, this guy's obviously not that powerful. So what's the point of killing him? What power does he have to Gibson Dale? You can't see what I mean,
Yeah,
though.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's I think that's the only the real big part of that chapter, his
Mm-hmm.
chapter. Besides the Cyber Sub Zero reveal.
Yeah. Which is
Yeah.
another chapter. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this one. What do you think? Chapter 14.
We still. Hmm, I did. It had some points in there. It had some really good points. It had a really good scene. I hate Cyber Sub Zero, but the scenes they made different were really good, and they were organic. It made sense as
Mm-hmm.
well. But other than the fact that um, there's a chapter 13 was the one I told you about. Melina and Noob Saibot versus Cabal.
Yeah,
I
that's right.
think if they're going to do anyone, it should just been Melina and Baraka. That makes sense.
It does.
Yeah,
Noob and
versus
Melina
Melina.
just means nothing. Since when are they buddies? When are they partners?
Yeah,
When are they anything?
exactly. Um, you take that one as well. We run with that. And I like the little joke that Shiva thinks that Cabal is a robot as well. That was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm. He
Yeah.
has some robotics to him, so it kind of makes sense. It's a
Well,
funny
all
little thing.
he has is a mask.
Yeah,
All he has is a mask and a respirator.
that's pretty much it. But
You still see the skin. It's like, why do you attack your brother? I'm like he's a machine. I'm still a man.
yeah,
But what else happened? Oh, so we get the Cyber Sub Zero reveal, and then they saves him, save him, and that was good too. Like because you always see them try to say smoke in um every TV show, every game. You hear that they try to save smoke at first,
mm-hmm.
and they did. And it was like, all right, we need intel, and I think it shows Stryker for being smart because like, what can we do with Cyber Sub Zero? Like, send them back in, get some more intel, we can still get the upper hand on them. So they didn't do a shit job with Stryker. It was actually a really good, well thought out job.
Yeah,
Um, okay, so after Cyber Sub Zero's chapter, well,
we
I'm at
have
this chapter. He has some really good points. Um, Sector, his fight was that was It was just a good robot on robot fight, I guess.
mm-hmm. Just a
But
nice little
then,
Link Way type thing going.
yeah, um, this is where people didn't know what the hell to expect. From this point was where people didn't know what to expect from MKX, though. Because I say that because we in this scene he's at the clock tower and he has to fight Kano. Well, he doesn't even fight Kano, I don't think. But Kano and Goro and Kentaro are there. He freezes Kano. So how and then he fights Kentaro and Goro. Now, first of all, why are you gonna give me a brand new character that no one's ever played as,
Yeah,
and have me fight the two sub bosses of this entire game together? Like, I'm still trying to figure out who this character is, really.
yeah. There was a lot of weird choices with this one.
Mm,
I think that's one of the big issues as we mentioned throughout the entire storyline is a lot of the choices just don't really make a lot of sense. Matchups,
yeah,
Melina and Noob, this one as well, just kind of
yeah.
put in there just to be there.
But I will say that his chapter has my favorite scene to this day. Well, at
Which
least at
is
the moment.
the end of it.
The Quailing, no, yeah, towards the end, Quailing and Bihan.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, first of all, it showed Quan Chi being a little stupid. That's why I didn't like. In the form that he's like, "Who's that?" And it's like, really, you don't know who that blue cyber version of the ninja you had killed, who's now your slave, is? Really? Okay, next. But you see everything just go off, and it's just like that dialogue was just key. Like, damn, that was that was a nice little recap right there. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
nice
they're
moment.
brothers, and it shows one has humanity, and the other one doesn't. Sub Zero, I mean, well, they're both Sub Zero. Kuai Lang has his humanity. Still like, hey, we're brothers. We can still save each other. Like, I want nothing to do with you. All right, fuck it. But between Sub Zero being frozen, and we're going tonight with Chapter 2, but Sub Zero being, not Sub Zero, Kano being frozen, new Cyborg gun thrown into the Solania. I was like, well, what the hell is going to happen from here on out?
Yeah.
Another thing I want to mention is no one questions Raiden until after everyone's dead.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, right? How literally everybody's completely dead, and Liu Kang still believes in them. Sonya believes. Well, not everybody's dead, but they're getting beaten down pretty badly. Everything's going down pretty poorly for them, and yet Liu Kang, all those guys, they're still 100% behind Raiden. They might think he's a little bit insane. Things are looking a little bit strange, but for the most part, they still follow him 100% until literally it's pretty much over.
Yeah. Well, like Game Sense, they said like Raiden's literally to kind of Raiden like, what do you think we should do, Raiden?
Yeah,
Raiden blacks out. It's like, I think that would be best. Like no one's actually like, oh, what the hell are you talking about?
yeah,
Also, the Elder Gods just are fucking useless.
100%. As always, in a lot of ways, they're pretty much always useless though.
Yeah, but this one like took the cake. It's like, oh, we can't do nothing if he invades. We can just stop him if he merges the realms. Like,
Exactly.
fuck
Just a bunch
you.
of bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, like you telling me that the same that's the same wait, what is the purpose of him invading but to merge the realms?
Exactly. That's literally the only reason.
Yeah. But then we go on to crap, oh, the whole fight scene. So I want to get your opinion on the big epic fight scene with Sindel versus the world.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot more time, so I'm gonna give a bit of a quick recap. I mean, I
Yeah.
actually like this scene quite a bit. I think it's I don't know actually. Now that I think about it, like she pretty much
Hmm.
just runs through every single person like they aren't even there. I like the fact that there's a lot of people fighting, but the fact that she destroyed Katana like she was nothing. She destroyed everybody literally except for Nightwolf, who did at least some damage, right? But
Right.
uh, I don't know.
My quick recap on it. We're done too. That's the good part. But
Yeah,
um, I she killed everyone. Like I don't have a problem with her killing everyone. I have a problem with her killing everyone. Like they were nothing. Like we just played that every each one of these characters. Some better than the people who were left alive, Johnny Cage and
yeah,
Sonya, and they all just die off.
like
Like
nothing.
everyone else at least has special powers. Yeah, well, like Smoke, Sub Zero, Cabal. The only person on that list who should have died as easy as they did was Stryker.
Yeah, and yet they all just got
Everyone else,
run down easy.
the only person who has powers that stayed alive was Johnny Cage.
Yeah,
But I like the little scene she did with Katana. Just the last scene, it's like
mm-hmm.
it hurt you a little because like, damn, that's your own daughter,
Yeah,
literally your own only daughter, and you killed her right off the bat. Like,
yeah.
man, I don't care.
That was one of my.
But
That's why I said I like this. I dislike the scene because of how easy she runs through everybody. But that one right there, that showed a lot of personality to what Sindel is now and what she used to be. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
she's no longer Katana's mother. Yes, she is still technically, but the Sindel that we see
She
there is not the
disowned her.
Sindel. Yeah, she's basically
Yeah,
not there
she
anymore.
even disowned her.
Yeah,
Say you are no longer my daughter.
yeah,
But all
that's a
right,
great scene.
to finish wrapping it up, because we're on the last chapter now too,
Yeah,
so that's the good part.
yep, yep.
Yeah. So to finish it up, Raiden Liu Kang comes back to watch Sindel die, and King has Katana die in his arms.
Yes,
And as I said, this is the biggest issue right here, the whole
Raiden
healing factor.
Raiden could have saved her, or I tried.
Well, you um, watch him save Jax, and he was like being within an inch of his life.
Yeah,
Katana, because just he could just kill Katana at least.
or
I never
try.
say everyone else is there. Yeah, everyone else is dead. He just stands there and watches, like, come on, let's go. I'm like, fuck you. The game's like, fuck you, no. Like, you go do what you want to do.
Yeah,
And then another big issue is how does how does Shao Kahn have the right to say, hey, all these people that just died, you can have their souls, aren't you?
yeah. How does that work
How do you have the
exactly?
right to,
Yeah,
yeah, like saying, like, yeah, they don't belong to me at all, but you can have them though.
yeah. That's weird. I never thought of that
But
actually.
another thing too, and you might have just realized this too as well, but I forgot Scorpion was a character in this game until this last chapter.
Man, you're right. He's barely even there. He's only there in the first game. Yeah,
After he
after he kills Sub.
after he fights Sub yeah, well no, after he loses Sub Zero with Kuai Ling,
That's right.
um,
Yeah,
you don't see him again until the end.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Jeez.
I do like what Raiden said to him, like, so you gave up your family just so you can be someone's lapdog.
Yeah, and that's
Like,
when he fights
yeah, that's
with Quan, right? That's when they fight together.
yeah. But
Yeah,
no, they don't fight together. Raiden beats Scorpion, then he has to do 3-on-1 tag
that's right.
teams.
That's right. The whole revive thing. That's right. For some reason, I was thinking
Yeah.
it was yeah, yeah. It's been forever since I played that story. I have the fights mixed up in my head. I know I have the story down. It's just the individual fights that kind of escape me.
And then we're at the end of the last two fights,
Yeah.
which are Liu Kang and Raiden, which
Which I mean,
was sad.
yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but once again, Raiden probably could have tried to heal him, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
what was the point of showing the healing factor if you're not going to
yeah,
use it ever?
yeah. You literally once when I mean, he wasn't even attached to Jax. He was attached to Liu Kang in a way that
Yeah, at
he was
least
basically his
him.
son. Yeah.
And you fucked up everyone else's life, so you might as well save them.
Yeah. Try once again. Just
Yeah.
try.
And if it doesn't work, it's like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. They're too
Yeah.
far gone. Okay. Liu Kang, like, you just killed me.
Yeah.
And you're not going to even try to save me. I rather, I think like, you could at least had him be morally scarred. Like if you don't heal him completely, like have the burns on him still, like
Mm-hmm.
fuck Raiden.
Yeah.
That I think would have been even cooler than to have him die off again.
Yeah.
But
All right, the last fight.
um I yeah.
Yeah.
Quan Shao Kahn pretty much repeats the whole opening, and then the Elder Gods finally get involved. And oh, that's such a Raiden, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So have me fight the biggest cheese ever.
In any video game I've ever played.
Yeah. Against somebody I'm not good with at all. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, you said
My
it
X
took you.
ray does 20%.
How long have you beaten it? Yeah, you said you still haven't beaten it, right?
I beat the story mode.
Okay, you
Yes,
did beat it
but
eventually.
yeah, eventually. But
Yeah.
I can tell you it was until after Injustice 2, so it took
Jesus
2 years at
Christ.
least.
Yeah, I think I beat
At
it.
least.
Like the second day I tried it. I think I probably tried it for like 20 to 30 times. Then like stopped until the next day. Then played it until like 3 in the morning before I eventually beat it. It was a
No.
pain in the
See,
ass for sure.
I think I'd rather give more time into the challenge tower than I would because there'd be some tag team matches I just couldn't do.
Yeah.
And then once I got to, I beat everything else. Like, okay, let's let's try this again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna spend my entire day playing this, so better make it count.
Yeah.
But um, I was hoping that with the elder gods helping, like, oh, I'm gonna get some kind of power boost and actually be toe to toe. No, no. If anything, I think you might be weaker now.
Seemed like it, right? I mean, he was just.
Hmm.
You would think the Elder Gods would have enough power to at least make Raiden relevant, but no, it literally took
Yeah,
every essence of his fucking being to do anything to that dude.
yeah. Like, no, like you think they will just give you a little buff, like, all right, here's your little reward.
Yeah.
But as we know, we win. Then we have the opening to the next game, pretty much, which
Mm-hmm.
is the closing of this game, but the opening of the next one about
Yeah.
Shinnok.
Shinnok with the.
Now, before we close off, though, I want to say that even though it took me 2 years to beat that game, I appreciate it a lot more, like I said, because once you finally beat it with no extra boost or anything, it's like I deserve this. I did a great job on this, and no one can take that away from me.
It was an
That didn't
accomplishment.
work, but yeah, it was an actual accomplishment. Even if you didn't get an achievement or anything for it, it's like I did it. No one can. It took me 2 years to do it, but I did it.
Yeah.
I beat I beat the MKX game story mode in one day,
Yeah, it
like
was
one sitting.
easy as hell.
Yeah,
Yeah, and short too.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, we already went through the problems with the story mode, but
Yeah.
I mean, we all have our on what was good, what was bad. We just went through the entire thing.
Yeah. And
Like I said,
before we close out, any final thoughts about the game? Like, what do you think overall? Where do you rank it among Mortal Kombat games? Is it your favorite? What do you think it is? And do you think that they'll ever match it? If you do think it is your favorite,
I say it's my second favorite. Well, taking the nostalgic fact out of it, it is my favorite. Like I always say, Mortal Kombat Gold is my favorite, but after playing it recently, I really don't like that no more. But um, it is probably one of my top favorites, minus the flaws it has as well. Like the gameplay was good, the characters were good, story was shoddy, but I only all I can ask for in the next Mortal Kombat game is that they give me a really good story, and that's I think all we can all really ask for. Like take we always shit on DC, MK versus DC, but if they take the method they did and go show both sides, then maybe we can have a really good story mode.
I
That's
agree
just
one
my
hundred
opinion.
percent. I agree 100%. Yeah.
What about you?
My final thoughts are, as I've said in a video before, if you haven't seen it, I'll leave it in the description down below. MK9 is my second favorite game in the series, and this does alternate at times because sometimes I prefer this. I'm MK9, sometimes I prefer Deception. It just kind of depends on what kind of a mood I am and how I'm really feeling about those old games. Because MK9, of course, the gameplay was way better than Deception's, but I think like the way the story went and all that stuff, and I just enjoyed Conquest Mode so much, so I do have Deception above it. But MK9 was still a phenomenal game. The issues with the story does not change the fact that it was a very well produced game. The gameplay was great,
Hmm.
the characters, the roster, all that stuff. I really enjoyed it. The challenge tower was an amazing feature there. I hope that they bring it back, improve upon it, and give you a worthwhile prize. The crypt was also really fun, really innovative. So just overall, I
Oh,
think
we didn't even talk about
MK9.
that.
Yeah, we'll have to we'll reference that later when we talk about MKX. Because of course
Yeah,
MKX's crypt is just an improvement of MK9's. I just
that
think that
one.
yeah, overall, MK9 was a great game and one that really did cement Mortal Kombat into what it is now. It really made it a mainstream game once again. Probably made it bigger than the series has ever been throughout its entire history, and really gave us MK in the future that MK has in a time where realistically it was looking pretty dark. Because realistically, after MK
Right.
versus DC, people weren't that enthusiastic about Mortal Kombat. So big hats off to NetherRealm Studios for really producing a phenomenal game and really hitting it out of the park. Despite, of course, the issues with the game, it was still a phenomenal game.
Yeah. A shout out to um the other cast, all the things they do. I know we reference them a lot, but There's not someone that I think gives more to this community than they do. Really,
Yeah,
like the stuff they talk about, the how they spend hours on hours talking about Mortal Kombat just because they can. They don't get paid a lot to. They just do it.
yeah, without a doubt, they're
And
actually the ones, and I mentioned this in another video I did where they are literally the reason I started doing Mortal Kombat on my channel. I was pretty much only a sports channel, and I
mhm,
decided, after listening to them, because I thought I couldn't find any Mortal Kombat podcasts, and I found them, and they really inspired me, and that's why I've been doing all this stuff. And of course, I'm nowhere near as big as they are, and I really, really hope that they get even more traction. They become as big a channel as they deserve to be because of the quality content that they produce,
exactly.
and they are an inspiration. So hopefully, as time goes on, we can do something like that with our podcast and develops into
Yeah,
something similar, into a similar quality of what they produce. So anything else you want
yeah.
to say before we close this out?
Just a shout out to the Fourth Snake and Gaming Sins. I know we referenced them a lot too. We're going to leave a description to both their channels and the videos I reference a lot in this podcast. But no, I think that's all I got. Just even though we have no idea how I really sound, not until we hear later. But I think it's a really good podcast to shoot the shit with.
Yeah, and just to keep in mind, guys, for any of you guys who stuck around till the end, this is our very first attempt at this. We literally just got together this evening and decided to just record. So it's going to be a work in progress. We don't know how it's going to sound. It's just going to be a work in progress. So bear with us. It can only improve from here. So that is it, guys. Thank you
Mm,
so much for listening. If you enjoyed it, definitely, I don't know, share this, do whatever you want to do. Share this with some Mortal Kombat fans. Help us expand on this thing. And thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you the next time.
later.